Man, Funko and Drop are absolutely killing it here in 2025, and we have another exciting NFT release to break down. Today, we're going to be talking about Toy Story Series 1, and man, this one just knocked it out of the park, and I'm so excited to break down everything regarding this new NFT drop. So let's get into it. Let's go to Drop's website right here, and let's learn more about Toy Story Series 1. There's going to be 6 redeemable pops. And overall, just looking at the characters that they've elected to turn into physical figures, I think they did a magnificent job. Now, starting off with how many packs there's going to be, it's a little bit on the higher side. However, Toy Story is a very popular IP with a very strong fan base, so that would be expected with this kind of drop. It's coming in at 36,000 total packs, with 19,500 being standard at your $10 a pack, along with 16,500 premium packs at $30 a pack. Now, we'll get into whether I think this drop will sell out or not based on my breakdown. So let's jump into what everybody cares about the most, and that is the physical redeemable Funko Pops. And starting off with arguably the most creative one, we have the Grail coming in at only 999 pieces. This is Babyhead. Now, what's really cool about this drop, and you guys will see as we go through the characters, that this is all essentially based off of the scenes from when Buzz and Woody are trapped in Sid's room.
We are gonna die.
If you guys remember Sid, he was that bad boy kid next door who lived, next to Andy, and he's the complete opposite of Andy, where Andy takes care of his toys, much like we take very good care of our pops, right? Andy was always, focused on keeping them intact and playing with them, enjoying them how they should be or how they were meant to be enjoyed. Where Sid, on the other hand, he actually was a little bit more of a bad boy in the sense that he was the crazy kid. He was a little bit on edge, and he liked to mix and match and kind of make mutants out of the toys that he had by mixing and matching body parts and certain attributes and features and accessories that some of these other toys had. And I think Funko has captured that essentially so good with this Grail, with Babyhead, with the baby's face on the claw-like structure with the arms and legs. It's just so good, and I am so excited for this one because we have never gotten a pop like this before, and that's what I want to see in NFT drops. Give us characters that are being turned into physical redeemable pops that we've never gotten before. That's what NFT drops should be for. So this is the Grail. Now we're going to move into the first of 3 legendary pops. All the legendaries are limited to 1,900 pieces. Now this one for me, this Buzz with darts, it's cool, but we have gotten many Buzz Lightyear pops in the past, so this one just isn't one that screams that I have to have it, although you can't really have a Toy Story drop without at least one Buzz and Woody, so I kind of understand why they threw him in here. He's got the dart on his backside, and he's trying to remove it just like he did in the movie, so really nice one there. It is technically a version of Buzz Lightyear that we've never gotten before, so once again, thumbs up to Drop there. The next one, we have the second of the 3 legendaries. We have the Pterodactyl with Janie doll body. Now this is another one. Such a good pop. This is where creativity shines. 1,900 pieces. It's another one of those mutant toys from Sid's bedroom, and I just think that this is such a unique one, and it's going to add so much flavor and intricacy to your Toy Story collection if you're trying to be a completionist, or if you're just a fan of Toy Story and you want to get a unique pop for your collection. This one is one that you definitely have to have, especially if you're unable to get the Babyhead Grail, which is, essentially twice as limited as this one. Next up, we have the third and final legendary, also coming in at 1,900 pieces. This is Woody with red pencil. I would argue that this is actually the most lackluster of the 6 redeemables. However, like I mentioned before, you can't really have a Toy Story drop without at least one Buzz and one Woody, so this is the one they've elected to go with. Once again, it's based on that version of Woody from when he was trapped in Sid's room, and he's going a little stir crazy, so I think it fits this set. It's just not one that I particularly must have for our Disney/Toy Story collection. Next up, we have the Ultra. Now, this is one that's going to be, I feel like, not very expensive, and it's going to be one that a lot of people are probably going to be able to get in their collections very easily, because this one is going to be limited to 5,000 pieces, which in the world of NFTs is essentially a common. It's very attainable. It's not very limited. When you're talking about other pops that are less than 1,000 pieces, 5,000 pieces is quite a few. But we do have Scud, and this is Sid's dog who chases Buzz and Woody towards the end of the first film. Never gotten a Scud pop before, so I think it's really awesome that they were able to add him as a character in this set, because like some of the other characters we saw in this set, I don't think we'll ever get another Scud. Like, this is definitely going to be the only pop of him that we will likely ever see. So I just think it's cool that they were able to sneak this one in here. Goes with the vibe of Sid and all the mutant toys. And speaking of Sid, oh man, I have to have this Freddy. I am so excited for this, as I know a lot of you guys out there are as well. Freddy Funko as Sid. This is the royalty, limited to 2,400 pieces, which it's right in the middle. It's right in the middle of that Grail, and then, if you're going from the Grail spectrum to the Ultra spectrum, 2,400 pieces, I actually think is a perfect number for this one. Likely all of them won't get made, but I think it will allow enough on the market for those who want this particular Freddy for their collection to be able to get one for a reasonable price. If they made this one 999 pieces or even like 1,900 pieces, I could definitely see this one having a triple digit price tag for a long time. But I think this one will probably long term be around $80 to $100, so it will be an attainable Freddy for most. Now, let's get to the actual figure itself. He is holding a smaller version of Buzz and Woody in each hand, which I just think is so good. Like, the creativity on this one is off the charts. Not to mention, he's got his classic skull t-shirt on, and he even has a black crown, which kind of goes along with his vibe of messing up the toys and torturing them and everything. So overall, this is a must-have for my collection, and believe it or not, this is technically only the second Freddy Toy Story character that we've ever gotten. Way back in the day, they did several versions of Freddy as Buzz Lightyear, but this is the only one. We've never gotten a Freddy as Woody, for example. Would love to see a Franny as Jessie now, or even a Freddy as Emperor Zurg would be super cool. They could do Proto as the Slinky Dog. I mean, there's a lot of opportunities there, but this one must have for my collection. So overall, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below on what you think of this drop, and if you're going to be picking up any packs and trying to get any of these pops for your collection. Overall, I think they did a fantastic job. 4 out of 6 of these pops have never been made. Toy Story has a very strong fan base, like I mentioned. There's a lot of possibilities they could do moving forward for a potential Series 2 or Series 3. I mean, they could literally make 2 or 3 NFT series just based off of all the misfit and tortured mutant toys that are in Sid's bedroom. Like, the first few that come to mind, you have the hooker. There was also the guy on the head. He was a head, and then there was like a roller toy that he was like rolling back and forth. There was also the springy toy that had the torso but also had a duck head. I mean, there's so many opportunities for unique figures with Toy Story and Sid's room that they could literally go all out. And that's just Toy Story 1. Not to mention there's Toy Story 2, Toy Story 3, there was the Buzz Lightyear animated series. They have so many avenues where they could pull characters from. But let's get to the final question here. Is this NFT drop going to sell out? 36,000 packs is a lot. And ultimately, I don't think so. I think there is a very strong fan base for Toy Story. And I think there's a lot of people that are going to be showing up for this NFT drop, specifically because of that Freddy. But I don't know if it's enough to get all 36,000 packs sold out within the first day. So I think a majority of these packs will sell out. I could see maybe 60 to 80%, but I definitely see a few of them burning, which is only good news for us as collectors, because if some packs are burned, which means some of those pops don't get redeemed, that means for those of you guys who do go out and get one of these pops for your collection, it's actually going to be more limited than originally advertised, and thanks to Drop's big change at the beginning of 2025 here, it's actually going to be reflected accurately on the sticker. So it's overall just a win-win for everybody that gets involved with NFTs moving forward. But we're definitely going to be picking up some packs. Definitely need a few of these for the collection, but the number one must-have for me, of course, is Freddy Funko as Sid. But that is my full breakdown of the Toy Story Series 1 NFT drop. Once again, I think they did a phenomenal job, and I'm so excited to see how it sells next Tuesday. But since today is Monday, it's time for our weekly Monday Motivation segment. Every single week here on the channel, we like to bring you guys a small piece of Monday motivation to help kickstart your week and get you through the toughest day of the week, which is typically Monday for a lot of people. However, today is a holiday, which I know some of you guys are off from school, some people are off from work. Not everybody though. I know some people have essential jobs that still require them to go to work today. So for those of you guys who have to work, I'm sorry. And for those of you guys who have the day off, I hope you enjoy and get some much needed rest. But for today's Monday Motivation, I wanted to bring up something that I've seen a lot of over the past couple years, and I saw it a lot over this past weekend in regards to people arguing on social media and on the internet. And I saw a lot of people arguing and going back and forth, some people a little bit more violently and a little bit more rudely than I think was deserved, over the brand new Captain America movie. And I have not seen it yet, so don't drop any spoilers or anything down below. If you did see it, let me know. I do want to get around to seeing it here in the next couple days, but I think it's important to remember that we all really need to respect each other's thoughts, opinions, and let people use their voice. You know, we're all entitled to have a voice. I just think that we can all have different opinions and views on whatever it is. A movie, a sports team, whatever it is, we're all entitled to having our own opinion and voice. I just think that maybe as people, we need to take a step back and realize that if we don't agree with somebody, you can still have a healthy debate. However, if at the end of that debate, you realize that you and the other person do not see eye to eye, regardless of the issues that you've presented with your argument and the other person has done the same. And I think it's easier said than done on social media because you aren't talking to someone face to face. You're just behind a computer or a phone. So you don't have to deal with making eye contact with somebody. You don't have to use your own physical voice. You're just writing through a keyboard. So I think it's a lot easier for people to be very vocal and way more opinionated and come off as rude towards other people who simply just want to say like, hey, I thought it was a good movie. And then all of a sudden they get attacked because they don't have the same opinion or views as somebody else. I've seen this really get pretty bad over the last few years. So whether or not you engage with some of these people who are, involved in the comments section of these conversations, just remember at the end of the day, if you don't have the same opinion as somebody else, that is okay. And they deserve to have a voice. You deserve to have your voice. We just have to, at the end of the day, respect each other as human beings and recognize that we can still get along even though we disagree on certain things. So just wanted to get that out there because I feel like it's very important, and it's been getting so bad after these big blockbuster movie releases, and it's definitely a bummer. And I'll be the first one to say there are certain movies that I don't like, but I'm not going to attack somebody if they don't share the same thoughts or opinions as me. If they liked it and I didn't, okay. I'm sure there's other movies that I liked that they didn't like, and that's just human nature. So anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts on the Toy Story 1 NFT drop down below in the comments. Subscribe if you're new so you don't miss out on any future NFT drop breakdowns. And with that being said, don't stop shooting until you score.